Hello, probably no one, and welcome back to What I Think. So, this is a bad video. It's about the Jacob Blake shooting, and I know it's a little bit controversial, and if you didn't want to know anything about that, you probably didn't even click on this video. So I'm just gonna get kind of just straight into it, alright? Now, don't worry, YouTube. I'm not showing the actual bullets flying, or any blood, or any gore, or anything like that. I'm just stating the facts and then telling you what I think about it. Okay? Here we go. So, yesterday in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Sorry, that's kind of a hard name to pronounce. In Kenosha, Wisconsin, Jacob Blake is shot 7 times by Kenosha County Police. Now, most news stations will only tell you that it is a black man shot in the back. Now, that is only part of it. They don't tell you why. They show you the extremely edited clip, and then they just ensue outrage. I'll show you some of the riots that are going down in pretty much everywhere in the country. Let's see the video that is spreading around like smoke on a campfire. And then shots are fired. You hear 7 shots go off, and then the car horns start blaring, I guess because he slumped over. Jacob Blake is alive, but he's in critical condition. Now from that video, it looks kind of bad, but at the same time, not really. Because now before you click off this video and say all these mean and hateful things about my I don't know, my goldfish or something. I love my goldfish. Please don't say mean comments about them. They will cry. But before you start making mean comments about my goldfish, here's why it wasn't that bad. So you hear the officers yelling, "Don't do it. Put your hands up. Stop right there. Put your hands up. Don't do it." And then shots fired. He keeps going. Not only that, but he opens the car door, sits in there, and you see his free hand. The officer closest to him had I think it was his left arm, and with his right hand, with his free hand, he was reaching into his car for something. And there are some speculations that it was a gun. Some people even said he had a knife in his hand. I don't know if I saw a knife, but I did see his fist kind of just clenched. But it may have been a knife, it may not have been. But another big thing that the news is saying is that they shot him while his kids were in the car. Now, as you saw, that was his fault. He got in the car that his kids were in while police had their guns drawn on him, telling him to stop, put his hands up, don't do it, and all that. So, I don't see how that's even the police's fault. And some people are saying, oh, they didn't do enough to stop him. Now, that's one thing that I kind of agree with, but also not really, because they told him multiple times, stop doing what you're doing, you know. And then what they did do was, before the video even started, even bystanders admitted this, that he was tased a couple of times, or at least the officers attempted to tase him, and the tasers did not work. Wonder why. Maybe because tasers aren't a reliable source next to lethal. Now, tasers do work sometimes, and they should be used in the first case, which is what happened. They used tasers first, and they were trying to wrestle him to the ground. That's what you saw before as soon as the video started, you saw him get up, and then the officers drew their guns. Probably because he might have had a knife. I'm not saying he did. I'm saying he probably did. Now, in my point of view, from all the evidence that I've seen, from all this stuff here, I'd say that's a justified shooting. Now, I know I'm just some guy on the internet. You don't have to trust me in one bit. But from my perspective, that's a justified shooting. From the multiple times telling him to get on the ground, from the taser deployed before the video even started as a non-lethal option, from when they were trying to wrestle him onto the ground as another non-lethal option, and he reached into the car, deliberately disobeying the officer's orders. He did himself in. He got himself in this. He basically did it himself. So, that's just what I think. You can think whatever you want, but this is what this channel is called, What I Think. So, yeah. That's what I think. Also, before the video ends, I did see the video that came out today of his dad talking about how the police shot him like his life didn't matter. They tried everything they could without shooting him beforehand. Maybe not everything, but they did try to not shoot him. I could tell that it was just a shoot when they had to, like most shootings. And I'm not saying that the father is a bad person for wanting to grieve over his hurt son. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. In fact, I feel him. I know that, I don't know personally, but I know that it's painful that when your kid is hurt, even if they're the one in the wrong, you still feel sorry for them, you know? And so for that reason, I'm not going to be defending the people that are calling this father a bad person for grieving over his hurt son. Because it's one of those lawful but awful things. I really wish that it didn't happen, but he honestly did it to himself. So, don't go out and attack the father or the mother just because he was in the wrong, okay? But don't completely agree with everything they say as well, because they are the parents. They do have a bit of a bias when it comes to these kinds of things. But as I said, they are the parents, so it's kind of their job to love their kid no matter what. Signing off.